Why don't you want the best for yourself? Doesn't really make sense, does it? Shouldn't it be natural for all of us and our default to want what's best? Why would you ever settle for less? But we do, don't we? So many of us don't want what's best. You just want what you want, even though it's not good for you. And logically, it does not make any sense. If you know you could have $1 million, or you know you could have 1,000, and all things being equal, there's nothing illegitimate about it, it's just a matter of choice, why would you choose the 1,000? If I'm offering you something bitter and toxic, or I'm offering you something healthy, well, I guess that's not really a good example because the bitter stuff usually is the healthy stuff. So change that with I'm offering you something extremely unhealthy and sugary that's going to give you cavities, diabetes, and all kind of diseases, versus something healthy that's going to nourish your body, give you strength, give you power, give you health. You're probably going to go with that sugary mess, aren't you? Yeah, it's probably what you're going to do. Especially if you're an American. It's kind of like in your national DNA, you could say. But it goes with anything. It goes with the spouse you choose. You could go with that holy woman, the Proverbs 31, that goes out of her own will to tend to the sick and poor and helps those who are in need. Or you can go with the prostitute that's always dressing up and makeup. Well, actually, she's not dressing up. She's barely dressing at all. Dressing up like a prostitute with her mini, you-know-what, everything. Always trying to get men to look and stalk her and drawl at her. And you want that to be your wife? A prostitute? Yes, you do. You know she's not going to care about you. She's not going to care about any children you might have with her, even though she's probably going to abort them because, well, you can't have children. I want to keep my figure. But that's what you want. You don't want what's best for you. What's best is for you to have someone who loves God and loves you and is going to be faithful and care more about you and the children than herself and care about others too. After all, that's what's best. But you don't want that. And then, of course, when it comes to your life's theology and methodology and ideology, what's best for you is to do God's will. After all, He is the one that designed you in His wisdom. He's the one that came up with the concept of you, with the concept of life itself. You forget that. We're just here and we take this whole thing for granted. Oh yes, there's an earth, there's food, there's items, possessions. This is unnatural, all of it. It all came up in God's mind. He invented these things. He came up with the concept of it. Let's make a place. Let's make things. Let's make creatures. God did it all with a plan in mind. He knows what's good for you. He told you what's good for you. He told you what to do. He said, for your own good, do these things. No. I know better. I'm going to do what I want to do. And see, the problem is that you think you are smarter than God. And that's the truth. You prideful little arrogant fools. You think you have more wisdom than God. You know better than your maker. Now, I get it that some of you might know better than your parents. It's possible, even though they always say his father knows best. Your father tells you to do something as a child, and you're like, no, I know what I'm doing. You probably don't. But it's possible that if your parent is, not the elevator doesn't go all the way to the top, it's possible you might know something better than him. It's possible. Not likely, but possible. Not so with God. Your earthly father is no representation of your heavenly one. God knows everything because, well, He created everything. It all came up of His mind. He invented wisdom, knowledge. He came up with it. He knows you from beginning to end better than you ever will know yourself. So surely He knows what's best for you. And yet you choose to do what you want to do and settle for less than best. And it doesn't make any sense at all. Why do you want what you want? If your father tells you, well, son, you could have this thing right here. It's going to give you pleasure for 5 minutes and then sorrow for the next 30 years. Or you can go with that I give you. It's not going to be so pleasurable now, but you will have life abundant and eternal. Hello? Is that even a choice? Would you really rather have the 5 minutes of pleasure with that whatever, fill in the blank, and then suffer forever? Or would you rather just abstain yourself and kind of show some restraint and not go for that illegal thing and have life abundant and eternal with joy, happiness, gladness, peace of mind? That does not even compare. See, the Lord told Israel, His chosen people, despite what you Christians might say, He says, if you listen closely to what Adonai, your God, says, Adonai is Lord in Hebrew, observing and obeying all His commandments, which I am giving you today, Adonai your God will raise you high above all the nations on earth, and all the following blessings will be yours in abundance, if you do what Adonai your God says. And he goes into this long list of blessings and blessings and blessing and abundance of good things. The list is so long, you can read it for yourself, Deuteronomy 28. Just when you do, make sure that you don't just end with the blessing, but rather keep reading until the end of the chapter that includes also all the curses. Because after all the good things He promised them, He also says, but if you refuse to pay attention to what Adonai your God says and do not observe and obey all His commandments and regulations, which I am giving you today, then all the following curses will be yours in abundance. And it's a long list of curses and bad things. So what's the point? Father knows best. Yeshua said, I have come to give you life and life abundantly. Yeshua did not come to ruin your fun and restrict you, take away your independence, to make you a miserable, sacriant slave, that no fun, just whipping yourself all day like those crazy monks do with a whip. Woe is me, no pleasures. That's not from God. That's crazy people. God made pleasure. He made sex. Bet you didn't think about that. But there's a proper method. There's a proper way to indulge in all of these great pleasures. He created your food bud, your taste buds. He created your nose to smell flowers and enjoy fragrant aromas of all kinds of wonderful things. But there's a way to enjoy that, not in gluttony, not by illegal gain. There's a way to gain wealth. There's a proper way and there's an improper way. And the proper way usually takes longer, it takes more work, it takes more discipline. But guess what? The rewards are exponentially better than they ever will be with the illegal one. Ill-gotten gain does not last. Sure, it's nice for a season, but then comes the bill. You can rob a bank, and for about maybe a month you're going to have $10 million, but then the cops come and they arrest you and you're going to spend the rest of your life in jail. Well, in this case, you're going to spend the rest of your life in hell. So is it really worth it? Just to get that one quick thrill, that one little rush, that adrenaline thing, that prostitute, that whatever it is? No. Go with God's best for you. And that again goes back to even in choosing a spouse. Who do you marry? Where do you work? What kind of car you drive? Everything matters because everything is choices that regard your life, and God made life. You cannot separate God from life. There is no separation of God and life. Even though the state might favor the separation of church and state, God is not the church, and he never made church, by the way. God made life. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, not your church, not your synagogue, definitely not your mosque. He created this very life that we live. Waking up in the morning, having our little drink, coffee, tea, making breakfast, that's God. He made these things. Say a blessing, have a peace of mind, read some scripture, say a prayer, spend time in meditation in the spirit, communicate, commune with your maker, be in his presence. That's God. He made these things. Go outside for a walk, smell the flowers, look at the clouds, watch the animals. God did it. He knows what's best for you. What's best for you is to live in the earth that he created, not to sit in some cubicle, in some man-made tomb called an office and watch a computer all day trying to make money. That's not God. That's man. God made the earth and the heavens. And he knows what's best for you. The people of Israel were farmers, shepherds, people of the land, walking in the soil, in the fresh air. That's what's best for them. Because the reward is so much greater. See, my grandpa, he did both. He was a farmer for much of his life, and then he worked at the city council. And he told me the difference. He said, you know what the difference is between being a farmer working out in the field and being a office person working with people, all of this bureaucracy mess? He said, when you're a farmer, you come back home, you take a shower, and you leave your dirt behind. When you work with people, you do this whole system mess. You come back home, this is some dirt that you cannot wash off. No matter how many showers you take, that dirt is in your mind. And it stays with you. So it's much better to work in the field. You can come back home, take a shower, and you clean. But when you do this worldly mess, it stays with you. And that's not God's best. So if you love yourself, if you care about your life, just do what God says, because Father knows best.